Mr. who was on BBC pulling a funny face, Mark Adams, Mr. Robe.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's recovered from seeing me.
It made people switch off, don't worry.
Craig Courtney.
Good evening, everyone.
The chairman, Alan Watton.
Good evening, everybody. Nice to see you leading the show, Paul.
The main man, Chris Brown.
Good evening.
And saving the best till last, the one and only Claire Gibney.
Good evening.
So I'm going to start, I think, with Saturday, shall we, and work our way back rather than starting at Stevenage and working our way forward after that. I mean, wow. The build-up to the game, the whole atmosphere, the fireworks from the roof. I don't know why I was so blown away from fireworks from the roof. I just thought it was so good.
It was fantastic, wasn't it?
And it was just, I'm just standing there watching my daughter taking it all in for the first time. I mean, Wrexham was emotional, but that was, and when all the lights went out and the Keep Right On comes on, wow, it's just, there's just nothing, there's no other club like it, is there, Claire?
No. I mean, wow. Just, you know, like we got told at the meeting that we had that it was going to be elevated, and I didn't realise what elevated meant until we sat there. I mean, the fact that, you know, we did have JK performing live, I mean, fair play to him. And then literally the fireworks and everything was just, the atmosphere was just buzzing from probably about 3 o'clock onwards. It was just brilliant. It so reminded me of the old Premier League days, the Villa derbies, the Ipswich at home. It just had that extra feel to it, and we were loud. I mean, we were just, it was just exceptional. And I think we gave them a game. Was it their first team? No, but they still had some of their first team in there. And I think that each and every one of them did us proud. Each and every one of them put a shift in. I mean, Laird scored. I mean, Craig saw my celebration. I got up off my chair onto it. It was
He went body surfing down the Tilton again. He was just like, you know, I was just ready for us to do that dive.
Honestly,
the limbs when Laird scored, Claire, honestly, was. I mean, after, you know, nobody expected us to score that quick, and when he scored it, the limbs were just, for every goal we scored, for both goals we scored, the limbs were just phenomenal, weren't they?
Yeah, like, I mean, to be fair, all of a sudden it went in and then it was in the goal and it was just mayhem. I don't even know what happened. It was just brilliant. And then, you know, like, Laird has just been exceptional, and I've been a Laird fan from day one, and I'm so glad he's finally showing what he can do. Keshi Anderson, I mean, he's come back from injury. Exceptional. I think all of them, you can say, I mean, Iwata strike 73 miles an hour into the net, you know, and it was just, we were brilliant. And it's just a shame, obviously, that their first goal, which I don't think was a goal, and the second one borderline offside, but you could tell their quality. And I think within the last 10, 15 minutes, all of a sudden their quality shone through. But I mean, fair play to them, because they did make a little bit of noise, but we were on it, and I'm just so proud of each and every one of them. And that's it now. That is the level that we need to meet. And now let's go and smash this league, and let's go to Wembley and win that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, the one thing we said last week on last week's show was it'll be a good sort of, you know, proof of how far we've come as a team. You know, we all know how far we're coming off the field, but how good really are we on it? Because you can't really tell against the opposition that we're playing week in, week out in League One. And I think it's fair to say that this Newcastle team that we played would comfortably win the Championship, I think. You know, that 11 that they put out would win the Championship in my opinion anyway. And we went...
No doubt.
We went toe-to-toe with them from the first minute till the last, and we were absolutely fantastic. And I've always said John Terrell's goal against Ipswich is the best goal I've ever seen at St Andrews, but I think Tomoki Iwata has just overtook that for me. What do you think, Craig?
I mean, firstly, that strike. I mean, there's two things. I mean, firstly, you couldn't have hit it any sweeter, but also then to watch him actually fall because of the momentum, and that was down to the power that was behind it. Shows as well just how much control he had. He had behind it, but you know. He is well and truly now. You know, I would say that if you polled fans, and in fact, be interesting to hear from listeners as well now. If you were to be polled on player of the season, where would he be? Because I think he's going to be top of the shop. But to go back on Keshi Anderson, this is a guy that when he come to us, everybody questioned, and it was because he was unfit. I think that's the way to see it. He then took himself away and went into this wholesale fitness regime under the Brady, and his crew over the summer. And what a difference it has made. He got his injury, but he's come back quicker. And he was unplayable at times on Saturday.
Brilliant. Yeah, he's brilliant. As a signing from Blackpool, as a free agent.
Trial.
He was released by Blackpool. I was at Solihull Moorsdale when he was on trial. That was his trial.
Yeah.
And I was impressed with him there, to be honest. I thought he looked like he had something. I know it was only against Solihull Moors, but you can see, can't you? You can just see if someone's a player or not. And I've liked him all along, but I think, we've debated about goal of the season, haven't we, with Anderson and Lyndon Dykes, but my God, that's got to be goal of the season, isn't it?
It's got to be.
Goal of the season, and I'll put a prediction out there now. Goal of the tournament from the FA Cup.
Yeah, we won't win that. They'll give it to the Leighton Orient player or something.
The off-play line.
We won't win that on BBC, Craig, even though we should.
We should, though.
Yeah, we should.
Let's go back on Keshi Anderson as well. The other thing is he's got this never say die attitude now. And before, you used to see him cutting in an awful lot. Now he'll take on the player and he whips the ball in because he knows he's got players that are going to come for the ball and attack it at the same time.
Yeah.
The thing for me, going back on Saturday was that turning off of the lights has to happen for me at every single night game now.
I think so.
Because that really did build it was weird. It was like, lights go out, right, okay, we better start singing. And it built the atmosphere before anything else had started. I've never heard the UB40 song as clear as what it was because it was around the stadium and everybody joined in. Mr. Blue Sky, they were joining in. Was a shame, in all honesty, that some areas of the ground couldn't hear JK very, very clearly. I will say, huge credit to him for his speech at the end.
Yeah.
Words that he said about, the people we've lost and how it's happened was just perfect. And you talk about limbs. If you haven't seen it, get onto X or Facebook and look at JK's video. He left the tunnel as the game was kicking off. He got to the cop as we scored the goal. And he legged it along with all the others back down to celebrate in front of the Newcastle fans. It was hilarious to see. But what we've got to do now is not underestimate, first of all, tomorrow evening, because it's going to be tough. It's the return of Gary Monk. It's and we all know how he sets up his teams. So it's going to be a tough game. We've got to keep that momentum going, take it into the league. Saturday, another one. Charlton have now sold out their allocation. We should have a sellout stadium. And I know we'll come on to the game now, which is confirmed as next Tuesday. But huge credit to the club for the way that they have priced that game, because they could have overpriced it and stopped people from going or tried to pocket as much money as possible.
Yeah.
Instead, what we're now going to get, without fail, is a full stadium. And I don't think Bradford will bring that many at all.
Oh, I don't know.
They'll bring a few.
They'll be getting about 17,000 at home.
17,
they'll bring a few.
I look to be proven wrong then if that's the case.
Yeah, I think.
But we'll have a full house and we need an atmosphere like we had on Saturday at each of these games that's coming up. And we're going to do it.
You talk about the lights, obviously, being dimmed, etc., before kickoff, and I want to give a shout out to the DJ as well. Is it Mickey B? Is that his name? Yeah, DJ Mickey B. Mm-hmm. He mixed it up a bit on Saturday. He played a couple of tunes that we've not heard before, and I think Hey Jude worked really well. I don't remember him playing that before, and Status Quo as well, rocking all over the world. Them two. I mean, I know we've got songs that sort of like rhyme with them, and I just thought that also added fuel to the fire, didn't it? For the atmosphere before kickoff.
It started early outside as well, though. That was the other thing. I mean, I got there a lot earlier to see and just be able to be in the fan park and stuff like that. And I was in the one in the Cop, and the DJ out there had different music to normal.
Yeah.
You know, we've had a lot of dance and reggae music, which is great, gets people going. But this time, it was more of those, like you say, Paul, footballing songs.
Yeah.
Just to get people up, get people ready.
Yeah.
And I suppose, you know, before I go on to everybody else, the last thing I want to say is how well the club handled that game on Saturday. I thought, bar the queues in a few areas of getting into the stadium, you know, the bar areas, the food areas, the way that they got people in and out of the fan park, and in most areas, how quickly they got you through the turnstiles was brilliant, considering we normally have people in the Gilmerick. So, you know, we've got more people, more footfall coming through those gates. So,
yeah,
to them, they did really well. And whoever set it up, brilliant, keep it going.
Yeah. Now, Alan, am I right in saying you used to be a referee, mate?
I used to be a referee, yes.
Yeah. Now, how on God's earth can that linesman give that as a goal? There's no way he can be 100% sure that ball was over the line from where he was stood. I even said it at the time. I know you didn't used to be a linesman, by the way, but as a former official, what are your thoughts on what I'm saying?
Well, I used to run the line in
okay.
the Midland Carmen. I refereed in other leagues. Well, it's simple, really. You don't give that decision unless you are level with the line, right? You don't give a throw-in unless you're level with the line. You know, you don't give it to the other side of the pitch. By that time, the ball had bounced. It was, you know, they were trying to clear it.
Yeah, because it should be going.
You cannot judge at, especially if you'd have been standing, if you'd been in the corner and you'd been standing there.
Yeah.
And he'd give it, I'd have said, well, fair play. But he couldn't. You just can't do it. And it's why we have goal technology, is because people know that in that situation, you're only going to get a guess. Yeah. And any linesman in the old days, before VAR or goal line tick, a linesman would recognise that. And unless he was at the corner flag at the time the ball struck the keeper, there is no way he could have given a decision. Now, another thought of mine is VAR. What do we have it for? Because a referees are not competent enough to make decisions. Now, if you think about all the times the referee gets pulled over to the screen to have a look, how many times out of 100 do they say, no, I'm sticking to my decision, I was right? They don't. No. They look at it because they've been told they've made a mistake. They look at it and change. Yeah. So all it does, it just, what would we be doing without it now? Now, we see what happens without it, but we saw it Saturday and in our games, because we don't have no VAR. How many times, Paul, have you said in the last 5 years, we'd have had VAR, we'd have won this league?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And we'd have won the League Cup in 2001 as well, probably.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask, as an ex-referee, and it's something that a lot of people have asked me, and I don't know the answer. As a linesman, when he was flagging to say it was a goal,
I
always thought that a goal meant flag across the chest.
No, that's a penalty.
And he did it the wrong way.
And
he did it to our end.
He was waving that way and pointing towards the halfway line. Now,
well, that's fair. He was flagging to say it's go back to the centre circle. It's a goal. That was okay, but no, it's a penalty. Is flag across the chest.
At the start of the game, when we saw the team, you know, what do we all think? Do we all look at Peacock Farrell in goal and think, whoa?
Yeah, straight away.
I've got to say, I thought he played quite well, and that should be going down as a great save, not a goal.
That's right. I felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
I'd fault him with the third goal. It went through his legs.
Yeah. Well,
Then again, I'd fault Davis as well, because he should have kicked the ball and the bloke into the stand. He didn't. He half. But yeah, I mean, he technically, he had a reasonable game. You know, and we go before we get onto the Stevenage game. Ironically, the second goal, bloke comes flying in with his foot above head height. Okay, he probably didn't get too near anybody. But if you go back 3 or 4 days to Stevenage, we had exactly the same situation. Yes, there were boots high, but there was no danger with anything.
No. What?
And at Wackett, we score, and it gets ruled out.
We should have had a penalty as well, because I thought that Anderson was fouled.
Yeah.
I thought that was a stonewaller, but I think that everyone in the whole league should have Hawkeye.
Yeah.
In the top 4 leagues of English football, we should have Hawkeye. I was shocked that we didn't have it, and I'm shocked that it's only in the top 2 leagues, in the Championship and the Prem. To me, every single game in the 96 is important, and I think Hawkeye, literally, they just need canvas and the watch. So I understand VAR because it takes manpower, but for me, every game should have Hawkeye and a chip in the ball, and I don't get why it doesn't.
Yeah. No, Robe, I'm going to come on to you now, mate, about the challenge on Mark Leonard. Have you seen it back since?
Yeah, it's happened right in front of us, really. I thought, to be honest, when it happened, I thought, right, he's out for the season. The way the gap in air came on, but
red card though. Did you think it should have been a red card for Miley of theirs? Because I thought even if there was no intention there,
because it was dangerous play.
Exactly.
In my opinion, but you know, I mean, going back to like everyone said about the start of the game. I mean, that atmosphere and that build up and that, it's just like I said, a ball of people, a ball of limbs. It was just you couldn't breathe when we scored. Literally, you couldn't get your breath. It was just the last time I felt like that after a defeat was probably the 2001 Cup final. I mean, even coming out, we're just buzzing because it's a taste of the future, isn't it? It's just it's fantastic.
I weren't buzzing after we lost to Liverpool, mate, because we were robbed. I was angry.
Well, yeah, I know. But it was, we sort of matched, we more than matched a good team.
Yeah. I think it was a case that we gave everything, really.
Sorry, Chris.
I'm just saying, it was a case that we gave.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is about, was it deliberate or not? It's nothing to do with deliberate.
Right.
It was dangerous play.
We've all kicked a football around, and if you want to tread on somebody's ankle, you can. And if you don't want to tread on somebody's ankle, you can stop it. You lift your leg up. You might still catch the guy, but there's, you put your leg into reverse, if you like, and make the contact as little as possible.
Yeah.
He didn't. He stepped on it.
They're going to say this was worse as well because it was his knee. He actually cut his knee open.
Yeah, that wound.
He's on the floor when he cut him.
Yeah.
That was disgusting, that wound. I mean,
that's 2 players we've had done and had no recompense for it.
No,
not at all.
One thing I love, though, I've got, and first of all, for any listeners, I do not, under any circumstance, condone violence, and I do not condone going and attacking people, but I did love the fact that Clara just went and wiped out when he had his chance.
And Stano.
And Stano, yeah. I mean, Stano, there's one particular picture that's out there. I think I know I've seen it in the mirror. And it's just, he is laughing at the winger.
Yeah.
Because he's had a go and he's just showing, I'm not scared. But at that point as well, when that happened, wasn't it great to see every single player and going?
They've been told to do it though, Craig. So apparently, Chris Davies has come out and said, apparently he got really annoyed with them. I think it was one of the first games that there was an incident and none of the players went and helped. Yep. Now it's actually that everyone needs to go and help. And it was just great. And I think that helps because, as Blues fans, we want to see that passion and that fire. I mean, the Newcastle fans are not happy with it and everyone's saying how we're this and we're that. But we've had it done to us so many times and it's actually quite refreshing to see that we've got a bit of bite back and a bit of old school Birmingham City back as well.
Yeah. I'm proud with how far we've come in such a short space of time. You know, it's not long ago we were watching players who couldn't give a damn about the shirt or the club, and now we've got a full squad of players there with a manager that are putting that shirt on and fighting for the cause, fighting for each other, and fighting for the fans and the badge. And it's an absolute privilege to sit there and watch, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't wait for the semi-final now. It's just going to be more the same, isn't it?
Yeah. But you know, we all wondered how good really are we, and I think Saturday told us that. It really did, and it was good for Cochrane as well, because he Cochrane, for me, player of the season so far, in my opinion. But that was probably the toughest game he's had so far, wasn't it? With that number 8.
Their winger ripped him at times to shreds. But what I loved was he never gave up. And, you know, you could tell with 10 minutes to go, the poor lad was blowing out of his backside. You know, he could not leg it back. And this was the other thing for Saturday. We lost. But you know what? It's not a bad thing, because they all put a show in, and when they came off the pitch, they were all knackered. Which shows that they gave 110%. You know? And also, look, I mean, how many? Let's be honest. How many of us went into that game thinking we were going to go walk away with a win? You know, we all went into it thinking it was going to be a close game. Yeah, the chairman did. It's
a close game. Well, technically, we did win 2-1, as I said, but there you go.
Well, there is that.
Yeah, it's only just over 12 months ago. We had, you know, a bunch of players with Wayne Rooney. I mean, that set up. How would that have got on against that team Newcastle put out on Saturday?
But how nice was it also, I agree with you, Paul, but how nice was it to go into a game and we didn't have any expectancy either. And it was quite nice to see a free-flowing game, which hopefully in the next few years, you haven't got 10 men behind the ball. You've actually got a free-flowing game, and that's going to be the sort of football that hopefully we're going to see. Do we need to improve in some areas? Definitely. Yeah. But actually, are we championship ready? 100%.
Absolutely. And go on now.
Imagine 2 years' time, and we play a team 50 in the Premiership, and we are in the bottom half of the Premiership, and we get a game like that. We would have no complaints, would we?
No.
You know, and what I'm trying to say is that we may not be Premier League ready now, but we're a million miles away. You know, hopefully in the 2 years when we've improved some of the players in the side, you know, we've got a bit more players that you can call Premier. We've got 1 or 2 players now that I think would walk into Premiership sides. Not all of them, but there's certainly some. Clara for one, Iwata for another, Stansfield for another.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, even Keshy Anderson now.
Yeah.
And wasn't it nice to actually have the passion of the FA Cup?
Yeah.
I've got to say, all the games I think this weekend, when they've been on the TV, the ones that I've caught, have shown that all these people that think the FA Cup is dying and that nobody's interested anymore, actually, this is the big boys. The big boys thinking that they can put out a third-string side and they're still going to have a walk in the park. So take Plymouth as an example. Liverpool put out that side thinking, we don't need anybody else. We're going to be absolutely fine. We're going to get a result here. And they got the shock. Yeah. And Newcastle, arguably, they made changes. So they were, I think, I won't say they totally underestimated us, because I don't think they totally did. But there was still part of them that thinks, we're going to go there, we're going to get a result.
Let's not forget, Craig, there was a combined wealth of something like, £630 million on the pitch. You know, for a third string side.
Absolutely. But the magic...
They still brought all their best players on. I mean, the international caps that they've all got. I mean, Tonali was, I think Peacock Farrell booted the ball. Yeah. And his first touch, I mean, I was just like, wow. Like, you know, like Jacob Murphy, Willocks. I mean, the pace of some of them.
Yeah, good play.
It's just frightening, and you can just see that extra little bit. And they were used to being forwards, backwards. We are, but the last 10 minutes we were blowing, I think, because we'd given everything. I'm glad we never went to time. because I just think I'm glad that it was 3-2, that's it. And I just think, you know, they're a good team. I know that they rested some, but they had to bring some of their big guns on to give us a game.
Obviously, we all know my process. We all know my thought process with winning. Obviously, I don't want to celebrate too much a defeat. However, I think for me, the biggest thing I took away from it was when we do come up, the better teams we come up against, the better we're going to be, because, you know, they're going to take the game to us, which means we can play our game better because they're not parking the bus and coming to St Andrews.
We said that. Sorry, Paul. We said that last week, didn't we? There's a lot of away sides in the league who act like they're San Marino. They'll put 10 behind the ball, celebrate a throw-in to tell the kids. You know, it's just that's the mentality of a lot of them.
Yeah. So,
throwing at St Andrews. Yeah. I saw Robe in the crowd.
Sorry, Craig, was you going to say something, mate?
No, I was just going to say that the other thing for me about the weekend was the Newcastle fans and the fact that actually you go onto their message boards and there's a few things that they've mentioned that, you know, I won't say nasty, but it's not exactly wrong, you know, a horrible area, not a nice stadium, etc. to come to and all that sort of thing. You can't actually say that that's not all true. But the fact that they came away and there's more messages saying how lucky they were to come away with a result than to say, oh, we absolutely battered you, is a compliment to us. But the one that I took away the most was a family that said they've never been to an away ground that's had the atmosphere that was generated at St Andrews. And that's a huge compliment coming from Geordies, because the ground, I absolutely love going to St James's Park, because it doesn't matter who they're playing, how they're playing, you always get an atmosphere. And that's the biggest compliment to take away from all of it. And you know, so well done to every fan that turned up. Don't just make it for the FA Cup against Newcastle, though. Bring it tomorrow night, bring it on Saturday, and bring it for the rest of the season, because we need it.
Yeah. Now, we'll move on to Stevenage in a minute, but before we do, just going back to Iwata's goal, it got me thinking, and I'm going to ask you guys here and everyone watching, you know, put your answers on the chat. What are your top 3 goals you've ever seen at St Andrews live? So I've done mine. Mine are Tomoki Iwata, number 1, John Terrell against Ipswich, number 2, and Tommy Mooney against Norwich, number 3, followed closely by Seb Larson in 4th. But that's my, you know, I'm saying top 3, not 4. But Seb Larson and Tommy Mooney against Sheffield Wednesday. Seb Larson, against Sheffield Wednesday, that is, when he ran from the halfway line. Yeah, but let's have a think. You haven't got to give the answers now, but have a think about it as the show goes on, and everyone put your answers in the chat, and we'll read some out in a bit. So, Claire, you went to Stevenage, obviously. And we got the job done in the end, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a very long game. It took ages to get there. We were in the middle of nowhere. Then all of a sudden you turn up to Stevenage. Nice little ground, packed out away. I mean, I think they had about, you know, we had nearly half the stadium. It was loud in our end, and again we got the job done finally in the end. It shows the difference between our best team and our second string, I think. I think Harry struggled in the game. I think they were a good little team. They had a go at us. I mean, I know they only had 2 shots, but I think that they played quite well. And then obviously, you know, when we bring Keshi on and Stano and Laird and everybody else, it did change the game. So yeah, it was a good ball by Leonard, and then Stano put it away, and it was mayhem in the away end again. So it's going quite well, the away game so far. I think I've seen more wins this year than I've seen in all the other times I've been away. So
brilliant.
Yeah, it was good. It was. We made hard work of it, but I think we've just got to be really careful with who we play when now. I think we're getting a lot of injuries. Especially in the midfield. I do worry a little bit tomorrow with, you know, Saturday, Tuesday. Hopefully Pake's not far away. I mean, Willem all of a sudden made an appearance, but I think he was very much well off the pace.
Yeah.
But I just hope that the other players stand up to it, and I hope even tomorrow maybe give the Korean lad a chance at left back, give Cochrane a little bit of a break. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you can put Bielik next to Iwata, can't you, as the 2 6s?
I think Dal will play there, I think.
Yeah.
And I think Dykes will then play. Listening to JK.
Oh, is that on Saturday?
Yeah, it was Flowers.
I don't know what you're on about, Claire. I was just, I was sent it, so I'm saying nothing.
Yeah, so I think Stevenage game, it was hard work in the first half, but as soon as we brought on our main players, we were okay and we're into the next round. And I'm glad it's at home. I just really hope that everybody turns out and...
Yeah, they will. I
Yeah.
think it's a big save from Peacock Farrell as well, wasn't it? The one-on-one.
Yeah, really good save. I think he played quite well against them. And Sue, it was a pleasure standing next to you as well. We had so much fun. You heard me sing a lot of songs. And a big shout out to the really nice guy who is a Stevenage fan who let us park in front of us. And we didn't get a fine because of you. So big shout out, because we were about to park somewhere where we weren't allowed.
Yeah.
And he told us, and then he let me and my mum park in front of him. So
Yeah.
No fine.
There are some nice fans out there then. Paul, you've got some great 3 goals coming through. Just before I go on to them, I'll give you my 3, because Iwata is there at the moment for the best.
Number 1, yeah. I appreciate it's a generational thing as well, obviously.
Yeah. Second is Kevin Francis against Leeds.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
An awesome strike.
All I can see is this massive gold chain with a big hoop.
That's it, with his blues badge on. And third for me is actually what was number 4 for yourself, which was Seb Larson. That mazy run from the halfway line, and there was only one place that ball was going to go as soon as he picked it up.
Yeah.
So, but Wayne Merricks has said Craig Gardner's goal in the League Cup, Lee Bowyer, and also Iwata are his 3. Steve Wood, Iwata. Then he's gone for Trevor's turn against QPR and Frank Worthington versus Nottingham Forest.
Okay.
Lilypad, bit of a trend here. Iwata v Newcastle, Dykes v Lincoln, Iwata v Wrexham. Actually, Iwata against Wrexham is a great strike.
That Dykes goal is a good one. Oh, my God.
Ian Clayton has said Stevie Claridge versus Southend, the number 1. Kevin Francis versus Leeds, number 2. And Iwata, number 3.
Sorry, Craig, that takes me back to Blackpool 7-1 in 1994 when Steve Claridge scored an absolute worldie from about 25. But didn't Donovan get one as well from the running all the way?
Yeah, Louis scored as well, yeah.
More or less the length of the pitch he ran, didn't he, from the left?
Yeah. That was his first goal for about 10 games.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you watch his celebration, he goes berserk.
And no one's...
When he still finished up with 28 goals at the end of the season, but he had before Christmas, he'd had a bit of a blank spell, and then he come up with that.
Yeah, he was a good player, he was. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
And I was going to say, there's no more with the 3 goals, but Lilypad has said that she thinks we'll make a few changes as we move forward. But I want to read out Bill Mintz, because I think this is so true, because tomorrow evening we will welcome back Gary Monk, we will welcome back Michael Morrison.
Yeah.
I don't think Gary Gardner has made the squad because of injuries, but obviously...
He's not played at all, has he?
No, he hasn't.
Don't forget about Longello as well.
God, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, forget about Longello. Is he on loan, or did he
He's
sign?
on loan now, isn't he?
he signed, didn't
He
he?
signed recently.
I thought he was on loan.
I thought he was on loan.
He was, but he's signed now.
So therefore he can play against us.
We should have wingers queuing up to play down that left.
I hope
He's on a side.
I hope he does.
Take it to our hands, doesn't it?
Please, sir, can I have a go?
Benji Smith, has won this hands down, because he said number 1 is Enkelman, number 2 is Enkelman, and number 3 is Iwata.
No one's mentioned Ricky Otto's goal against Liverpool. Well, I don't know.
Oh, but
That was at Anfield, though.
That was at Anfield, Chris.
Oh, you mean
Oh,
St
Anfield.
Andrews? Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. I wasn't listening. I was busy.
Playing St Andrews, Chris.
One job and he can't even do that. He doesn't
I'm
even
trying to
know where we play
multitask.
anymore.
I'm getting orders from you. I'm getting orders from him. Do this, do that, do that. Hey, what are you trying to do to me?
Maybe we can have the top 3 away goals in another show, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got too many then.
Yeah. What
You
yours
wouldn't have had many than some this year, though, Claire.
You thought about this? What would you say yours are?
It's really tough because I always think that like a good goal doesn't have to be a worldie. I think sometimes it can be like the Craig Gardner to get us to like Wembley. You know, Watters was one of the best. I generally had a wow moment.
Yeah. And me.
But sometimes some of the goals, it's like the meaning behind. I think Enkelman will always stick in. I've got to admit, I think that was just great. It's really tough because some of them are like worldies and some of them I'd rather it be a tap-in. I just care that it goes in the net, to be honest.
Yeah. I think David Davies against them up the road as well was pretty good, wasn't it? When he took his shot.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good goal.
Can I chuck in Brian Hughes against Watford as well?
Yeah.
The one after the cup final.
Bailey's just said that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, he scored some great goals.
Yeah. If he'd have put that one in against Ipswich as well, when he turned into pure prime Lionel Messi, when he picked the ball up. I mean, obviously, Lionel Messi was never heard of at the time. Obviously, it was in 1999, I think. And he picked the ball up and he ran pretty much all the way from the halfway line, went round about 4 or 5 players, and he went for the goal, didn't he? But it was kind of just going across the goal, so Furlong had to just tap it in. That probably would have been, if it had been Brian Hughes' goal without the tapping, that
sensational,
would have been sensational, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Do you remember Lano's first goal was class?
Yes, against Plymouth.
Yeah, and I just think that kind of started his career off for us and made us love him. So I think it's like a big goal, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, Devs as well got against Leeds and against Wolves as well.
Wolves, the volley, the half volley,
Yeah. I always loved his header over the keeper as well against Stoke. That was a really good
Gary
goal.
McSheffrey against, I want to say it was against West Brom. Where did he come?
The free kick.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was a beauty as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Dominguez one from the halfway line when he ran from the halfway line? Was it the 4-0? Was it 4-0?
Yeah.
Dominguez scored, yeah.
Yeah.
That was another cracker.
Yeah, no, we have seen some good goals at St Andrews, but it's hard to pick a top 3. But makes it interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, I obviously can list a million goals, but that one on Saturday, it's the first one. Considering I was sitting on my settee, that I actually got out of my seat and screamed, "What a goal!"
Yeah.
And that's say the missus, what's going on? And it almost brought tears to my eyes. It was that good. And when you see the replay and it's still going up when it goes under the crossbar, wonderful. The bloke's, I mean, he doesn't score. That's the other thing. What's his name? Curtis Davies, who was
commentator
bloke on the BBC, says, well, this bloke does it all the time. He's got 6 goals this season and 5 of them have been like that.
Yeah.
And the BBC, really? We didn't know he scored that many goals. You know, in other words, you'd never heard of the bloody bloke. You know, you don't do your own work because it's Birmingham. They knew all the Newcastle reserves and how many games they'd missed and how many games Wilson had missed and so on and so forth. But nobody bothers to look up anything about us. They just, introduction. We better talk about Birmingham. What can we expect from them? 2 minutes and we're kicking off.
How did it come across on the TV, the atmosphere?
Brilliant. The telly was jumping. It, as I say, it nearly brought tears to my eyes. I was a bit annoyed with the old smoke again. We had to wait 2 or 3 minutes before it cleared. But,
sure that was in your living room?
Yeah, you did have a fancy show.
I know that. I know it's foggy, and they shouldn't let fireworks off in the ground. The ones on the roof, they're fine.
It adds to the atmosphere, I think.
It was just foggy. It actually created more of an atmosphere.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I just said, are you sure that weren't in your living room? The fog.
Yeah, the fire going all back.
It blew the candle out.
Yeah, no, it was a special night. It was, and you know, we've waited such a long time, haven't we, for a proper big game, and that certainly was it. And it will go down. Unfortunately, we lost the game, you know, so it won't go down as much of a special memory as what it would have done if we'd have won the game. However, it will still go down as a memorable Andrew's night, won't it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what Chris Davis said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chris Davis said it's about football's about memories, and we did, like you say, Paul, we didn't win, but what a memory.
Yeah, and every single player out there did us proud on the night, you know, and if we'd have won the game as well, nobody could have complained. That's all. You know.
How do we think it will affect Tuesday? Positively or negatively?
I think it took so much out of us. I think we might just scrape a. Well, I'll do the predictions later, but I think we might scrape a 1-0. Yeah. I think we'd just be shattered.
I don't know. Let's see. I think he'll change it up a little bit. You know, we've got the squad, haven't we, to go out hopefully against Cambridge and get the right result. But I do think, you know, Michael Morrison and Gary Monk as well. I mean, Michael Morrison in particular deserves a great reception because he was a great for us during the worst of times as well, when we were getting points deductions and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. So shall we move on then? Chris, have you got any of the? Shall we go early with the Barnets?
Okay, let's go with the Barnets. There's a couple. I say this every week. I think they're quite easy. That's only because I know. So here we go. 1 and 2, not necessarily played at the same time. I don't think they did. No, I don't think they did. No. And there you go. Number 1.
Oh, I know number 2.
Oh, do you know, I haven't even seen them yet. That's how much of a lag my laptop and my phone have got.
Okay.
Can you show us?
I can't on my phone. I'm getting it on my iPad.
Yeah, I think I've got number 2. And I think I've got number 1 as well.
Oh, right, okay then. Keep it to yourself. Anybody else in the studio? Anybody else on Zoom? Thinks they know more? Both of them?
I can't see them.
Oh, on Zoom and I don't see nothing.
Oh, right, okay then. So you can't win.
So what's
Anthony Bailey got them, Chris, on there.
Hang on, because I haven't.
I can't see the number 2.
Anthony Bailey.
The light's not.
Anthony Bailey saying Barry Ferguson and Brian Hughes.
No, he hasn't got them both correct.
Is Brian Hughes?
Oh, he's got one of them then.
He's got one of them, yeah.
Brian Hughes is number 2, isn't he?
He's definitely number 2, yeah.
Oh, well, I can't see any, so that's not fair.
Bro, I've just been showing you. Open your eyes.
I have. Where, Craig? I can't see. Bloody hell.
Come on with the phone as well, then you can watch.
Craig, let's have a look.
Yeah.
So we're only after number 1 now, just to confirm.
It's not Keith Fahey or Damien Johnson, no. Not Jonathan Hunt.
If I was having a guess at number 1, I'd say it was a manager.
No, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, no, it's not Daisy or Hughes.
Is it Jonathan Hunt?
It is not. No, isn't it strange? I thought you'd get number 1 and not number 2, and everybody's got number 2.
I've got to say, I did think the number 1 was Keith Fahey, so I haven't got the 2 either.
No, on YouTube they're saying the same thing. Keith Fahey, no, it's not.
I thought it was Barry Ferguson, to be honest.
Nope, it's not Barry Ferguson.
Tom Kavanagh said, is it Devs and Hughes?
Nope.
Too dark. The hair's too dark, isn't it?
You're gonna kick yourselves.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. On YouTube, it's Mr. Gardner himself.
Is it Craig Gardner?
It certainly is.
I was going to say that's been on the board.
Well, I didn't see it.
I said it as well. That's the first one that I thought it was. I thought that's Craig Gardner there.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to say anything yet.
I've said it 4 times anyway.
I weren't listening.
Brenda.
Have another look.
Brenda was
Brenda.
first. I'm sticking by it. Brenda was first. She said Gardner.
I can't do YouTube and Facebook. I'm not that clever.
There you go, Robe.
I didn't picture his hair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who do you think it is, Robe?
I think it's. I still say it's Jonathan Hunt.
Next time you see him going in cop reception, Robe, just say, "You're Jonathan Hunt, you are."
Yeah, what are you doing with your hair?
Can you be Jonathan Hunt for this week, please?
What the hell's he on about?
I'll be anything.
See Lilypad's message there. I know we've all mentioned his name as well, but get well soon to Leonard, because that is It's quite a nasty gash, I think, from what I've seen.
It does look nasty. Oof.
At first, I got to say, I
Scary.
thought it was a leg break. The way everything was and the time they took to get him off.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's not that, but a horrible injury still. And I still think we'll miss him for a fair few weeks.
Yeah. Well, we thought that about Iwata as well, didn't we? So let's wait and see. Like I said with Iwata, so let's just wait and see what comes out from the club, and hopefully it's positive news. And he just needs a stitching in it.
We've had a few, to be honest, Paul, haven't we? We had Cochrane at Barnsley as well.
Yeah.
Everyone thought we'd lose him for a month, but
That was another player who could have been a red for dangerous play as well.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Rob, I don't know what you've done, but you've gone really quiet, but it's an absolute bonus, so carry on.
I
Can you?
can hear you.
What?
Okay.
No, what?
Can you hear me?
What?
You've sabotaged this, haven't you?
Just to while it's in my mind, just to reiterate and remind everyone, we're not on the show next Monday. We are doing a one-off special Thursday show with the one and only Martin Granger. So that's on Thursday the 20th, on Thursday, and we won't be doing a show on Monday next week. Will we, Chris? We're not doing a double header, are we?
No. We'll stick to the next Thursday. Yeah.
Great timing though, the semi-final. At least we can talk about it.
Yeah.
You are not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a bit annoyed with Granger, to be honest, because after the semi-final, he took my scarf off me, and I wondered if he still had it.
Don't lie, we can see it hanging up behind you.
Stuart's inquiry. I'm going back to the hair Barnetts. It's not.
It's not Craig Gardner.
No.
I didn't think
It's not.
No, you're all wrong.
You like that liner on rep on Saturday, you don't
You're
know what
all
you're doing.
wrong.
You don't know what you're doing.
Come on, have another go. Think about it.
Let me give you some advice.
Gardner, then.
When you
Well
said-
done,
when you said
Mr.
quiz, You're
Westdorfer.
supposed to know the answers.
I thought his hair was too dark. I was like,
Yeah.
that ain't Craig's hair.
That's Gary.
It's
Gary.
Gary instead.
You sure it's not Barry Ferguson?
No,
Probably. Say Barry Ferguson.
it's-
No, 5 minutes.
it's definitely Gary Gardner.
Oh, it's Gary Gardner.
It's Gary Gardner, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, not
Going to
Craig.
the mill here.
I know, yeah.
I'm so confused.
Roller coaster.
Did he just say it wasn't Gary
Oh,
Gardner?
for God's sake.
What's going on?
And he never played for Barnet.
No?
Oh, dear.
And what is it? So it is his state Barney.
Didn't Gary Gardner play for Barnet at some point?
Oh, don't say that.
Oh, dear.
That's going to be the next competition. He did play for Barney, and he's his Barney.
Easy's Barnet, yeah, absolutely.
So for those that are interested, I know we're out, but the FA Cup 5th round is Preston versus Burnley. Those people at B6 against Cardiff, Doncaster or Palace v Millwall, Man United versus Fulham, Newcastle v Brighton, Bournemouth versus Wolves, Man City get a game against Plymouth, and Exeter or Forest v Ipswich.
There's a few Premiership games. There's going to be a lot of Premiership teams disappearing by the quarter-final.
There is, but that's what I don't like about the fact that they've got a team in the Championship. And so,
Yeah.
But we're not going there because poor Claire's had to be through the mill once. They're at home again and she might have to go through the mill again. So
I'm not watching it, Craig.
I feel
I'm hoping we've got a game. Well, we've got a game on that weekend, haven't we?
What weekend's the 5th round?
We would have had to change, or is it Orient or something? No, that was the other one.
What weekend is it?
Wasn't it a half-12 game or something?
Reading. No, Reading.
No, we would have had to change Wickham. So
What date's that?
Oh, just get
Well, it's the 8th, isn't it?
No, is it the 8th? 8th of March?
Yeah.
Okay.
8th of March. We've got Lincoln at home. I got the programme here from the other day. I'm just looking.
Must be that one anyway. You know,
yeah, it's the Wickham one.
you know we're live, don't you, Rob? You're just having a general chit.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, I forgot myself there.
He's got the programme. He's looking at the pictures. He can't read it, but he's looking at the
No,
pictures.
no, really. Put the kettle on, love.
What's the weather like tomorrow?
Chris,
Sorry.
Do you want to go for the who?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do the one I played to you lot. Okay, so I'm going to play the backwards one. If nobody can get it, then I'll play a forwards one. Okay.
But this is someone. We're not saying this person is backwards. We're saying that they're talking backwards.
You're talking backwards. Let's see if
I
anybody.
don't think any of us got this either, unless I'm wrong.
We did. No, we did in the end.
We did in the end, yeah. Oh, didn't I tell you? I can't remember now. Anyway, here we go. See, that's easy, that is.
That's Yokoyama saying, where the hell's Ghent?
That's easy, dead easy.
I can't even ever get the normal one, so I've got no chance.
It sounds like me after Iwata's goal on Saturday.
Oh, God, I can't believe somebody wants me to play it again. Here we go. I'll give you a clue. He played for Beau Fry, Francis and Steve Bruce.
So he played for 3 managers for us. So he must have been here a long time.
Paul Devlin.
Because back then we didn't have we didn't sack our manager every season back then, did we?
No.
So we were okay, Paul, that's why.
Pete Taylor said he sounds like the Newcastle fans from Saturday.
Yeah.
It's not Scott Dan, no.
Paul Devlin.
No.
We played for all of them.
He did.
Wayne Merricks, it's not Barry Ferguson.
Yeah, nor Seb. No.
Not Keith Fahey either.
I don't think anyone's getting it. Should I play the correct version?
Yeah, play the correct version, see if people get it then.
People get it, yeah.
And Ricky was another character, you know. I mean, you had him on the left wing, you had Jose Dominguez as well, you know. And...
That's enough.
Ian Clayton, it's not Michael Johnson. Pete Taylor, it's not Danny Sonner unless he's had a skinful.
Yeah.
Andy Banner, no, it's not Michael Johnson. It's not Nicky Forster, Trevor John Smith.
Wow.
Sounded like Danny Sonner after a skinful the other way around when he was going backwards.
Fraser Higgins has got it correct.
Well done, Fraser.
Fraser Higgins, yeah, excellent.
Yep, it was indeed. Benno.
And Ricky was another character, you know. I mean, you had him on the left wing. You know,
it was a guest a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, fantastic. Ian Bennett.
I know that.
It's Benno, Ian Bennett.
Yeah, Benno,
Ian Clayton, Jerry Gill's not going to be happy that you think it's him. Because that's a northern accent, not a southern one.
He's from Worksop, innit, Benno? He's from Worksop, innit?
Yeah, Nottingham.
Yeah.
I had dinner with him in Ancona while we was waiting for the plane.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, they must have said to the plane, they couldn't get the plane started, so they brought us back and gave us some food.
I've been delayed.
An excuse to try and arrest Liam Daesh, that was, nothing else.
The closest I can get to that is I was delayed in Tenerife Airport for about 3 hours, waiting with Chris Kirkland and his wife and kids, with my wife and child, obviously. We got on quite well. Yeah, really nice bloke. So shall we move on to, it's a bit early for predictions, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So, Craig, got topics to discuss, I believe.
Yes, a couple of things that I want to cover off with everybody. I mean, the first one is normal, but no, the ladies have got their next game at home on Saturday against Sheffield United, 2:00. And it's a massive game again for us. You know, we're still remaining top. We want to continue being that way. We need to get the results back into the ways that we know that they can be. So if you can get down to come and support the ladies, or would like to come as a first, then please reach out to myself. We will be looking to allocate some tickets out to people on a complimentary basis. Also, we are looking across Sunday to welcome for the first time people coming from Birmingham University. It's the part of the link up between the club and the university. So we'll see them down at the game. And not just that, it's an opportunity for us to grow members of the Women's Official Supporters Club who You know, we want to back the ladies to the absolute hilt, and I still go back to it. At the end of the season, we want to be celebrating a double promotion. So if you're interested in the game, it's not just yourselves, it's your families as well. Or you form part of a club, association, a ladies or kids football team, or a school, and would like to attend the game, then please reach out and we'll see what we can sort out. On the day, you're going to see quite a few of us around inside and outside the stadium advertising the official supporters clubs, what we bring to people, and how we can help, you know, youngsters live their dreams. And I'll go on to one of those in a second. But again, it's just a great opportunity to come down. The half term, so no kids in school the following day. Claire, no excuse, you're a teacher, so you're off as well. But you know, no pressure. But I'm also conscious that there is a men's game on Saturday, so I do know it's a lot. However, if you can make it, please do. We've only got the 4 games left at St Andrews now, and they can be the key games to help us get this one and only promotion position over the line. So if you're interested, reach out to me separately and we'll see what we can do. Other thing to cover off is the official supporters club. So on Saturday, a young lad called Leo, you'd have seen his name up on the board. He was actually the first mascot to walk out. He had his 3 seconds of fame, as he likes to call it, on the television. And he was the mascot with a water. So he's a kind of a lucky charm. But that was one. That is part of the competitions that are run through the official supporters club for our kids. So we do have mascot packages that are there to be won. We have the flag bearers there to be won. And also things like ground tours. You know, we can get the opportunity to send people around the ground to have the experience of holding the cup, hearing the stories, as all of us have done in the past. And I've got to say, they are thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyable. Now, it costs 10 quid for an adult to join the official supporters club. It's dead easy. You just go online, you fill out a membership form, and away we go. We've all done it. From a perspective of the mascots and flag bearers, once every 4 weeks, there's a draw for the home games. So it covers those ones off. And not just that, for under 16, it's free. So all these different things, these prizes the kids have won, they haven't cost a penny. So it's great value for money as well. There's no limit on the amount of kids that you can sign up if you're an adult. So again, please join. And not just that, if you join more than one club, like some people have done, scattered across the country, I've got some members in Solihull. There are also members from down in London, and that just costs an extra £5. So it all goes as well towards supporting the Birmingham City Foundation. So £3 of every 10 that's put forward goes towards that. There's money that's then helped to run the clubs themselves, and there's money that helps to run the OSC as an overall proposition. It's really good. It's brought people together, and it's an opportunity for just get out the house sometimes, have a chinwag, meet new friends, and just get involved. So please, if you're not a member and you want to be, have a look at www.bcfcosc.com. Look for where you live. As a hint, if you're in Acox Green, Hall Green, Shirley, Sheldon, then don't look at those because it won't come up, but look at Solihull because we cover all of those. And then there's other areas, Chelmsford Wood, Kings Norton, there's Longbridge and Northfield. There's our Punjabi Blues group as well. And we've got groups for the ladies team as mentioned. We've got the armed forces. And we've got groups, Jesus, as far afield as Kenya, New Zealand, and also Australia. So if you want to be a member, look it up. If you have any problems, give me a shout. And thank you. I shall hand over back to you, Paul.
Okay, great. So yeah, it's important, isn't it, that we're bringing through this next generation of fans as well, and generations and generations after that. And the club certainly is in a much better place now to do that, isn't it?
Definitely.
So Rob, you off on your holidays tomorrow?
Yeah. My other half, Dad lives in Malta, so we're going over tomorrow just till coming back early hours of Saturday. So I'll be coming back and going to the Blues. Look forward to it.
Whose passport are you using because you can't use your own?
What's that? Sorry.
Whose passport are you using because you can't use your own?
Oh, you're joking.
Hasn't it got a big line going through it?
It's not just a line; it's the big siren that goes off when his tag goes through the metal detectors as well.
I've got to do my packing after this.
What was going on with the fan photographs anyway, Robe? Tell us all about those.
Oh, the Picker app.
Yeah.
No, it was on the Blues app, wasn't it? And they recommended that if you wanted to, it's quite good actually. The facial technology sort of recognises you and zooms in on you out of a crowd of thousands. And Claire, did you do yours?
I did do mine.
Because Claire told me about it.
So basically, in the match day experience group, they told us all about it. So they do it a lot in America. So they had 6 photographers taking pictures. But it feels like I've known that a lot of people who in the upper parts of the stadium didn't have their picture taken. Yeah. So I think that obviously it's something that is needed to work on. But
we'll be having Kiss Cam next.
No, we're going to be having that.
I've got some questions actually on the message board very early doors talking about your photo and asking. Firstly, did you find out from one of the pictures who the person was that trod on your toe because it looked like you were squealing? And then on another picture, somebody said, "Did somebody pinch your backside?" So we've just got lots of questions.
Chris, can we bring them up on the screen? The pictures.
Please do it. You've already got me dancing, so we might as well have Robe.
Yeah. Do you know what moment it was, Robe, when you were pulling them?
I think I was swearing at one. And
really?
Just the one?
Yeah. No, I was caught on telly swearing a few times. To be fair.
I don't think I can do it on the computer. Sorry.
I can't remember. It's all a haze, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do remember the photographers, the ones who were looking at me. They all seemed to have a simultaneous crack on each one.
I'll tell you what, you see, Watter broke one of the cameras as well.
Yeah.
Those cameras cost a lot of money as well.
Yeah, he didn't only smack the ball; he smacked the camera as well.
Yeah. Oh right.
Yeah.
Actually, Claire, I've now realised why we haven't got our photographs. It's because they took them of Robe and he broke them.
Yeah, he's not really photogenic, is he? I suppose.
Well, I'd tell you something.
I'm Aries actually.
The airbrushing that they did on it was absolutely superb.
Incredible.
It actually made him look normal.
I know.
I thought I looked quite good.
Yeah.
When was your one? Was it before kickoff?
No, during
the game.
I saw him just after the goal was scored.
Our goal.
Yeah.
What, after Laird scored?
Yeah, about 5-10 minutes in, and he was there going.
You got it now, Chris. Chris, you got it now.
No, I can't do it on this computer because I have to do that first, really.
Can anyone bring it up on a phone and just put it up to the screen?
Yeah.
We don't want to break the cameras. Yeah, I'll find it. Just whilst I'm looking, Bill Mintz has actually turned around and said, "Can you believe that 2 years ago we had a stadium that was falling down, didn't have running hot water. We actually didn't even own our own stadium, low crowds and very poor owners. And look at where we are now."
Unbelievable, isn't it? In such a short space of time.
Yeah.
On to that though, can we ask the viewers as well, what else needs to be like updated or changed at the stadium? So if you could have anything else updated or changed. It's something that I did put out on X because obviously we do pass it on during the matchday experience group. So the more we know, the better. Because obviously I don't sit anywhere apart from the Tilton. So a lot of the time I just say about the Tilton. So any other sides of the ground, let us know what you would change. I've heard a lot about toilets recently.
So, Ro, who trod on your toe or who was pinching your
I can't
backside?
see it, Craig. You need
I
to
can
go
see
more
it, I
back
can
the
see
other
it.
way.
Can we go back?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
So, yeah. Scary.
Can we
isn't
know
it?
any of the other people in the picture before they sue us?
Well, I don't know whether you've noticed, Al, but none of them are actually looking at him. They're all
No,
looking
no.
away in opposite angles, so they know who it is.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
did. They actually
I
dispersed
think I was
after a
just
bit.
trying to tell, shouting at everyone. I'm a nice lad, really. So give me a chance.
One of the biggest things I saw on social media was the getting in of the ground. Queuing to get in.
Yeah, I heard about
so
that.
many
To be fair,
people
we got
missed
in-
the goal.
We got in early.
But then again, you can say well, get there early, but a lot of people can't get there early.
Yeah,
So
I know.
So many
It
queues
was
outside.
very much dependent on where you were, though, because I mean, I went in, wasn't stupidly early, but I went in earlier, and yes, about a 5-minute wait to get through, but we got straight through. I think the vast majority of the Tilton corner by the club shop was pretty easy to get through, but I know that there were problems on the cop. I mean, I saw Paul, and I know there was quite a wait to get in, and that was pretty early doors on that section. But also around in certain areas where it was taking 20 minutes to get through.
To be honest, Craig, normally, because we sit in the Gilmerrick lower, but it was quite nice to actually go in sort of quick in the lower cop, because most weeks it is a bit of a nightmare going around there, the Gilmerrick.
Yeah,
So
knock down. Andy Bono says, knock down the old ticket office building in the corner of the Gilmerrick and main stand to make a single security entrance to both areas. It's chaos there, and you can get searched.
It causes the right bottleneck.
Yeah, you get searched multiple times if you want to get to a beer. Yeah, I've heard that. Getting searched, getting a beer.
It was wonderful to see. I'm just reminding myself now on this. So Nobel Peace Prize winner Malala.
That was incredible.
Yousaf. Yeah. That was a nice touch, wasn't it?
Absolutely fantastic.
I can't. Well, I'm actually. It's quite good because after half term we're doing a book about her in my class, so I'm definitely putting that on the board because a lot of my kids watched the Blues game and they all told me everything. Now, like, you lost, and I said, but did you enjoy it? And they said yes. I've never seen Birmingham City play. So I gave them, they're called dojos, but they're like house points. So I gave them each 5 house points if they watched. So now they're going to try and watch us on telly as much as possible.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And for anyone that doesn't know much about, obviously, Nobel Prize winner, can you tell us more about that, Claire?
So she was attacked by the Taliban. Don't ask me the date because I haven't learned about it yet.
It's a good few years.
But then she came over and she got treatment in the QE.
Yeah.
And apparently a teacher gave her a Blues football top.
Yeah.
And said, if you accept this, you can't support anybody else. And if you'll support the Blues, and then you'll become a Blue Nose. And basically, her husband is a Newcastle fan.
Yeah.
They went to the game, and she said, "I promised that I'll support them always." So we got Malala Yousaf, Nobel Prize winner, is a Birmingham City
Absolutely
fan, which
incredible.
I have learnt a lot about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will be putting into my lessons, and I'm just going to put it in just in a bit of brackets at the end.
What an inspiration! What an inspiration!
I remember that young lady well.
Yeah. Incredible lady. Incredible. Very disfigured she was.
We've got a Nobel Prize. Yeah, stuff your head to the throne. We've got a Nobel Prize winner.
To me, that puts her above anything. To me,
absolutely
above everything.
Yeah.
All our superstars, the lot. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wayne Merricks, just to go on Wayne's comments on Facebook, he said that the queues for the Lose and around the top of the Tilton at half time were ridiculous.
Yeah.
No chance of getting to certain areas, even getting a beer. I've got to say, it was very, very, very congested in that area at half time. And it is the first time that I've experienced it the way that it was. It just didn't move. And then I guess the only thing that was a bit frustrating for me was the fact that you had people that had just decided, we can't be asked to wait, we're going to push. and he was crushing kids. So it just wasn't, you know, as adults we can hold ourselves, but not when you've got kids in front of you. So that area I think does need to be looked at, and I think part of that bottleneck was caused because of the new entrance that we have at the top of the stand, going down the steps, and the fact that it siphons people off into angles. So there are things, and they have been reported to the club. I
think it's going to help, Craig, though, that you've got people, you've got the blokes going to the toilet, which causes you, then you've got them going up from having like a beer and food outside, and then you've got us coming that way from the beer outside. I don't know what the...
honestly don't think there is an answer. It's one that it's going to be one area. I think that the only way you can ever change it is by making it one way, and that's never going to happen. But you know, it's reported. People will look into it. But again, come on. I mean, it was a totally different kettle of fish on Saturday. We won't see that tomorrow night.
Difficult one though, isn't it? Because when we sell out, they can't make the toilets any bigger or the stadium any bigger at the moment. You know, until we go to our new stadium and all that, they're not going to be able to make stuff like that better, really, for the size, you know, for the actual size of the audience.
They're probably doing the best they can with what we've got, I think.
Yeah, well, you can.
Yeah.
We actually haven't mentioned that, have we, Paul? I mean, obviously, since our last show, there was the meeting and various discussion points and outputs that came from Tom Wagner's presentation down in London. I mean, obviously, to me, the one thing I've taken away from it all is that everybody started panicking because we haven't seen a digger or something appear on the Wales Park, and we haven't heard various different things. What has become very apparent is that there's a hell of a lot of work that's going on in the background. There's a lot of thought going into this stadium and what will be in the surrounding area. And I have no worries or concerns whatsoever that it will be fulfilled. I think there's just a lot of red tape, as always, that needs to be got through. Yeah. We do need the support of the council and ultimately the government as well. But I think, and judging by the outputs, they are listening and are supportive of what we want to do. So we will see some movement. And you know, bring on the time when us as fans will get to have a say in what our stadium will look like, how we want it to be, and what we would like to see inside. And then also, welcome to the Knighthead family, Birmingham Phoenix, because it's. I think it's match made in heaven for me. There's always been that bit of a love between the Birmingham City fans and those guys that go to Warwickshire to watch the cricket. And it's great that we're finally coming together because, you know, one big happy family. And does that now beg the question, will the new stadium be a joint cricket and football stadium?
Do you think that would affect it, though? Because as a cricket, you have to be a certain...
And it has to be a certain size, doesn't it, in terms of the outside stadium?
Normally more round, and you don't really want it like West Ham, for example. So West Ham obviously had the running track. Will that, like, I don't know. I don't know whether, obviously I'd be happy if it partnered up with other things, but I think cricket is its own kind of form in itself.
Yeah.
I thought Birmingham Phoenix was a basketball team, so that's much as I know about cricket.
What do you reckon from Edgbaston then to the complex by the stadium potentially?
Well, I mean, it would if you think about it in terms of utilisation. You know, they've been very public from the very outset that they want somewhere that is going to be a 364-day a year utilised area. And that gives the opportunity to actually do that, really, you know. Outside the football season, if they could do something else inside the stadium. And you mentioned West Ham, but we've seen, you know, the athletics was there to start off with. We've seen the baseball go in there. So maybe, just maybe, that's in the thoughts. But, I mean, it's another little piece of the jigsaw that's coming together.
What made you say 364 days, Craig? You giving them Christmas Day off?
they always said it was one thing, and I'll never forget it because somebody actually questioned it at the time because they said we want it 364 days, and they were like, "It's 365 in a year," and they were like, "You got to have Christmas Day off."
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So it's fair enough, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Go on.
Having been to many multi-purpose stadiums around the world, a lot of it is if you, for example, have got a baseball stroke American football ground. When the baseball comes in, the seats for the football stadium go back. So you get perhaps 20,000, you get 70,000 for the football, you only get 45 for the baseball. But that's about all you need. And West Ham, I mean, I've been to the baseball twice there. It's unbelievable. You wouldn't know that you were in West Ham's football ground. It changes. Absolutely, it's like magic. It's just a baseball ground, and then 2 weeks later, when that's finished, they'll have an athletics meeting, and then a week after that, it's a football ground again, and it's purpose built for that. And you would have to do that if you wanted to put cricket on there. You'd have to have that kind of where the seats went. I've been to this. What's the one in Paris? The Stade de France, where the seats for the football actually they get put in and they go across the running track. So the football seats are within 10 feet of the touchline, but you can't see the
running track.
The running track anymore, and you just don't know. It's a football ground. If you only ever watch football, it's football. If you go to all these different events, you can't believe how they do it. Yeah. I mean, you imagine. I mean, it's an art at West Ham that they play on an artificial pitch of baseball, but it's grass when they play football, and it's all laid out and marked out. And I worked out when I went to see the Blues in the Cup. I worked out that I was actually sitting in the same place for the baseball, but that was only by sort of lining up from the gates I'd come in to where I was sitting. That's well, this must have been behind the goal, but it was just like in the outfield of the baseball. Fantastic. I mean, it can be done. And the other thing I was going to say I told you about my visit to Tottenham last week. At 7:20, 60,000 people there. And I'm in the bar on one of the levels, and there is no queues for beer.
Yeah, are they already, mate? They're already done up, are they?
No. There's just so many of them. You don't have to get in a queue. There'll be one person in front of you, and there'll be 5 people serving, 2 or 3 people waiting, and that's it. If you go in the stand where I sit in, the main stand. After 2 o'clock, you just can't get a drink. No. You just can't. It'll be 3 o'clock before you got to the end of the queue.
Yeah.
You know when you went to Spurs, Al, was that your first visit there?
To watch him out, I went on the ground tour, so I got an idea of what I was going to see. But yes, it was the first time. I just wanted to do the ground.
Now we're almost into the last 10 minutes, and I think it's only right because we haven't got a show for 10 days. And it's Valentine's Day on Friday. Oh, I'd like to do a last 10 minutes, Chris's favourite thing.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's be rogue. Go on.
Anything to do with football and love songs. So not just love or Valentine's Day, but love songs. Okay. So anything football and love songs. I'll start us off. I will always unlove you.
You've had time to think about it, though.
Think about the last 10 minutes.
And have the Peter Love and Crad Shack.
If it's a good one, you'll hear this noise.
That's good though.
Oh God, Peter and Love is coming up quite a lot. Here we go. Yeah.
Is that a song?
No. Oh, it's gone quiet.
Everyone's Googling now the best love song.
Very good thing, aren't they? Very good thing.
Claire, you got any, Claire?
I'm trying to think. I just kept,
We should have had a
I
briefing.
just kept thinking of Ethan Laird and trying to get one for him.
Yeah, no, this wasn't in the brief, was it? So,
Wasn't in the script, was it?
no, not when we discussed this in the green room. It didn't come up.
But,
Would you
what
have Tim
about
Flowers?
Tim Flower. Yeah.
Yeah, those, yeah.
Mr. Love and Krantz?
Yeah,
I do like that one. I think that deserves
that's a
it.
good one.
Pete Taylor, Shinny Love. I don't know what the song is, but that's
He's just made that up, I think.
the only way he's up, sir.
That's not really.
Yeah,
it's not
that's
really
not-
a love song, is it? Really? It's not really a love song.
A million Rigabelle love songs.
That's just sort of one, but
Mark
decided
Brooks.
not to say.
Richard Hayler, Joe Hart,
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
our actor
Yeah.
friend from Miami. Good evening, Richard. Or afternoon where you are, I guess.
Yep. That's probably morning. So people
But yeah,
are starting to
that'll get
think.
people thinking for a bit, won't it?
Yeah, I think we better have some
Well,
predictions.
thinking
haven't we?
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, shall we do a prediction?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So I'll start us off. I think we'll win tomorrow 2-0 against Cambridge. And I think on Saturday we will win 1-0 against Charlton.
I'm sorry, before we go on, I've got to read out Benji Smith's one, which is Don't Go Breaking Joe Hart.
That's a good one.
Like that.
Good one. Good one.
Come on, Craig.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 tomorrow and a hard-fought 1-0 on Saturday.
Okay, same as me then. Claire?
I'm going to go 3-0 tomorrow. And I'm going to go 2-1 on Saturday.
Okay. Robe?
I'm going to say a 1-0 tomorrow, and I'm going to say a 2-1 on Saturday.
Have you got one of them Blues luggage labels?
No, I haven't, to be fair. I must, I don't even know.
Got no
what to
luggage,
say.
boy.
Huh?
You know, he's
I
just,
ain't got a clue
he's
what
going
I'm
to fly
taking.
in the robe.
Yeah, so I need to sort out a carrier bag or something. I'll be all right.
I have just thought, Mark, I've got to say, you know, saying you're going away on holiday for a few days over Valentine's is really not an excuse to say that you've taken the missus away for Valentine's. All right, it doesn't count. You're visiting family.
She's not going.
You still owe her a present.
Alan?
Don't say that. She's here tonight, and she's probably here. Nothing, darling.
Go on, Al. What's your prediction?
I met my wife on Valentine's Day,
Did you?
Did you?
52 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-0, 3-1. So 3-1 Saturday.
Okay. That'll do. Chris?
I'm going to go for 2-0s.
Back-to-back 2-0s. Yeah, nice.
Yep.
What about next Tuesday, the semi-final?
Oh, yeah. Got a hat-trick of games.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put 3-0 Blues. I think we're just going to go for it.
Yeah, we'll beat them. I'll go 2-0 next Tuesday as well. Craig?
I'm going to go for 3, same as Claire. I just fancy us big time.
Yeah. Robe, back to you again. You got
mask on.
any Blues luggage labels?
So my mouth's gone all dry thinking about Wembley.
No, it's
I'm
not.
gonna
It's the thought of buying your missus a present for Valentine's.
You put a cat amongst the pigeons now. I'm going to say 3-0 next. I think we'll smash Bradford, to be fair. We should, I think full house, the team who are in the League Two, I think we'll smash them.
Yeah.
3-0.
Go on, Al. Tell us you met your wife on Valentine's Day now, just for comedy value.
She's in the kitchen. I met my wife on Valentine's Day. 1973.
Can you expand on that, Al?
Expand? Yes, we were in a nightclub.
What's that?
Yes.
Do you remember what song was on?
T-Rex, probably. Was it T-Rex or something like that?
Would have been Show Waddy Waddy.
I remember what I had to drink.
You were starting by breaking Joe Hart.
What are we doing? Oh, yes. 4-0 next Saturday, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, 4-0. Chris?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for another 2-0. What would the odds on that? 3-2-0s.
Do you know what, Paul? You've started it this evening.
There's some
People
good
have
ones.
been waiting a while for some of these, but Ian Clayton, Claire, you'll like this one.
It's brilliant.
It must have been laid, but it's unloved now.
Good one.
Hey,
We've also got Don't Go Breaking My Heart of Midlothian.
I love that one.
Jason Hughes. Pete Taylor's is very good as well. Nothing compares to Hayward.
Fantastic.
We remember him, right?
I only know Danny Rose. That would be as much as I can go.
Danny Rose.
Yeah, Roses. I'm not even doing songs anymore. I'm just doing anything to do with song and songs.
Okay.
Fraser Higgins is a good one as well. Stano in blue, as in Lady in Red. See what he's done there. Very clever.
Chris Rose said, does Alt End Silence's Golden count?
Don't you want me, Bebe?
Don't you want me, baby? As in the striker.
Yeah.
Plays for Everton, doesn't it?
Richard Haler has said, hi from sunny Miami, 3-1 to Blues tomorrow. Bill Mint has said, we'll win 3-0 tomorrow, 2-0 on Saturday. Andy Bernard, 3-0 tomorrow, 2-0 Saturday, 3-1 in the Cup. Wayne Merrick's 1-0 tomorrow, 1-1 Saturday. Brenda has said she's going for 3-1 to Blues, and Jez said 2-0. They've even predicted the attendance of 29,564. Ray Cornish, 2-0 tomorrow, 2-0 Saturday. Benji Smith's going for 1-0 on both. Jason Hughes, Save Your Love for Me, My Darling by Renee and Ronaldo.
Only me and Alan will know that one. It goes like this. Save your love for me. No, save your love, my darling. That's it.
Save your love, yeah.
Yeah. Renee and Ronaldo.
Bill Minton said 2-1 for the semi-final. Jason Hughes, you're the George best thing that's ever happened.
Excellent. Stand by your Dan.
And by your Dan, good one.
Stand by your
I
Dan.
got one.
Go on.
I can see clearer now.
Very good.
Oh, no, that is good. That deserves a half.
Good.
You could have thrown pennants in there and gone, I can see clearer now. Jermaine has gone.
Jermaine,
Oh, very clever. Nothing compares to Duke, written by Martin O'Connor.
yeah.
Paper Nosies from Dave Twine. They're the Paper Rosies for those people that don't remember, because Claire's looking very puzzled.
Paper Roses.
Paper Roses.
I'm just trying to think of love songs, and it's 8 o'clock on a Monday night, so I've got no idea. I wish we had, because then normally I'll think about it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's been
That's what
sprung on us.
Throw a spanner in the works sometimes, you know. And it's good
I like it. I like the random, it related to anything. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock.
Love is in the laird.
Love is in the land. Yeah.
Love is in the laird. On that
Bit
note,
poor
then,
that
Knew
was.
I'd get a laird one in.
That was poor, really.
it's good night from me, Paul Hipkiss. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Do like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube as well as Facebook, please. And keep watching. And just remember that we're not back until Thursday week with Blues legend Martin Granger. So it's good night from me, and it's good night from Rogue.
I just thought of one. Good night spells Billy Ocean. Red light spells Granger.
Very good.
Like it.
Good night, everyone.
I'm impressed there, Rogue.
There you go.
You do this every week. You got to hand over to somebody else.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I was thinking of what page of my program.
Getting excited there.
It's only been 14 years, don't it?
I mean, I'll say good night and I'll pass over to Claire.
Finally, thanks, Rogue. Took about 5 minutes. It's a good night for me. It's a good night from the chairman, Alan Watton.
Thank you, Claire. Good night, everybody. God bless. And over to the man himself, Mr. Chris Brown.
And it's good night from me. It's good night from Craig.
Hey, saved the best till last. So good night from me.
No.
Here's to 3 wins, continuing the top of the table, and a trip to Wembley. Come on, the Blues.
And if anyone had noticed, Mark Meredith hasn't been on tonight either.
Oh, yeah. I'm just looking around in a roll call. Yeah, this is one missing.
Keep right on, all.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Don't get stealing cutlery off that plane road.
No, I'm still gutted that the player awards last year, my fork went missing. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Everyone got a knife and fork, I just got a knife.
You got a Blues towel rope?
I have actually, to be fair. But to be fair though, Paul, it ain't gonna be warm enough to sunbathe. I don't know, I might do, to be fair. I might go for a walk on a beach, you know.
Don't wear that mankini again, though, please. Yeah.
Nah, it's too cold for that, Craig. I don't know, I might do, I don't know.
Please don't.
You know, we really don't care.